Hello, everyone. Welcome to January's Codacy's Product Showcase 2025. We're pleased that we're going to be showing some of the new things that the team has been working on and we have been releasing in the past month. Well, first of all, Kendrick was supposed to be here, but he was feeling a bit under the weather. So taking the presentation to today. We're going to be covering this agenda and talking about many of these new things. At the end, we're going to have a session, an open session for Q&A and leave some time for that. And get a quick look at the roadmap and what we're working on next. Though, even if at the end we'll have the space for a specific Q&A session, feel free also to ask questions. You'll have a box there in the Zoom webinar window where you can always ask questions, and we will try after every topic to answer everything if there are open questions about it, so we give context about those things. A reminder, first of all, always about Codacy's mission and what we live by, that is to make every line of code trustworthy. Codacy tries to do this by giving the only toolbox that developers will need to merge clean, quality, and secure code with quality, security, coverage, metrics. We have a lot of things there, and we keep adding and working on things to make this happen. So to start, I'm going to present myself. Hi, I'm Alejandro, Engineer Manager, Product Engineer at Codacy, and I'm going to be talking about organization metrics. We are close to release this week. We're going to be rolling out this one, and we're adding a new organization dashboard specifically for issues insights. This will allow users to browse metrics for issues not only at repository level, but at organization level for groups of repositories, for segments. This is browsing organization-wide metrics for either both open, new, fixed issues. Users will be able to access a comprehensive collection of metrics about issues, providing an integrated view of the current quality state and its evolution. Users can also refine by repository group, segment, category, severity level to actually narrow down the problems and the metrics to understand what matters most and where are the most important problems for them. And so far with this first release, the metrics available will be open issues, new issues, fixed issues, lines of code, and issues per 1,000 lines of code. And we're working to release also soon and add prevented issues. And to show a quick demo of how this will look in the product, we'll have this, and where the previous organization dashboard was, that will have, it will still be here, but now we want to go detailed into several different metrics. We have, for example, here open issues, and we get a huge number for the number of issues in the organization, variation that the users can change and show us number of issues, or like issues per 1,000 lines of code if we want to have some sort of comparison, and that we can compare against previous day, previous week, previous month. We get this of how it is now, my entire organization, how it's by category. I get the evolution, I get the activity of what happened between new or fixed issues, and I get a ranking to understand what are the worst things that I have right now. Users can also click, for example, and filter out by critical, medium, and then say, hey, I want to only check security and error prone for critical and medium, and then understand what has been happening with specifically these severities and these categories, right? And I can understand where do I have problems around here. Information in this. Widgets can always be exported as JSON or CSV. So this data is, if it's useful for something else, or users want to integrate this into their spreadsheets or presentations, they can also do it. That's it. Now if there are questions, and if not, we're going to continue, and I'm going to present now Luis. Luis, product engineer of the security team, and he's going to be talking about all of the cool things the security team has been releasing and working on in the last month.
Thank you, Ale. So I'm going to try to do a quick live demo. If anything fails, I'll fall back into our slides, but hopefully there should not be any need for that. So as Ali mentioned, one of the cool things we've been working on is our new Dependencies Explorer feature. We released it on the 21st of December, if I'm not wrong, just before Christmas, as an early gift. It is a business tier feature at this point, which is tied to our proactive SCA feature. For those who are not aware of what it does, we basically run proactive SCA analysis every day for those who have the feature enabled. And when we run that analysis, we basically keep a register of all of the dependencies you have in your application, which you can then come to our new Dependencies Explorer tab and check out. So in our Codacy security organization, for example, you'll see that we are using 2,700 dependencies across 14 repositories. And if we want to check a particular dependency, let's say, for example, this active record gem, you'll see that it is being used in 3 different repositories with different versions across some of them. And you'll also be able to see the highest criticality of findings present in this particular dependency. We show you what is the latest version that you are currently using, what is the oldest one, and our expectation is that we will be able to help you identify dependencies that are using a bunch of different versions, and also give you a quick view of versions that include more problems. One thing to note is that at this time, for example, I was showing you active records, and we have 4 critical findings and 2 medium findings. In here, we are showing just these critical ones. The reason for this is that at this point, we are still grouping them and showing only the highest severity. But in the coming weeks, we'll be adding a navigation where you'll be able to see all of the findings and basically navigate to each of them. This is just something that we wanted to highlight. And yeah, this is the current version. We have a bunch of features planned on top in the future, stuff related to SBOM downloads and stuff like that. Earlier than that, we do want to release proper sorting and filtering on this view, particularly segment filtering, which is something that we have recently added to. Let me just check, swap to a more interesting organization. We have recently released segment filtering to our SRM tab. For example, in our Codacy organization, we have a bunch of findings, and it is quite often that in your organization you'll have some repositories that are used for tests, stuff like that you don't really care about, or you only want to prioritize fixing the work of a particular team or squad. So for example, if I change to Taro, which is a security team, I'll only see the findings that are relevant for that squad, similar to the rest of the application where you already support this filtering. One thing that should be noticed is that the findings tab also supports the filtering for segments across all other filters that we already offered before. So it is only the dependency explorer that is missing this, but we hope to provide this functionality there in the near future as well. Last but not least, if you look at our activity history, one thing that you might notice that is new is that we now include ignored and unignored findings. What this basically means is that we now allow you to, and this pop-up tells you about this feature, ignore some security findings that you feel are not relevant. The reason we added this feature is because oftentimes, either because your environment makes it so a particular vulnerability doesn't actually affect you. For example, you are running code isolated from the exterior, so you don't really care about the particular finding. You would have to disable the pattern, which is not always desirable. And now we allow you to just ignore that particular finding by clicking the ignore issue button right here. So for this finding, if I say, oh, this is not relevant due to X, Y, and Z, and click ignore, you'll see a message here in the findings saying why it is ignored. If you go to the findings list, it disappears, but you can always search for ignore findings and basically go and dig out why it was ignored, and ignore if you feel that it was done by mistake. And yeah, this is a feature that was actually requested for a while, so we had a mini hackathon and a security squad had some fun building it. At this point in time, this feature is tied to security findings, so it's not possible yet to ignore and ignore regular Codacy issues, but we'll see in the future how that progresses. And that's it for the security team.
Thank you. This, if that's all, we can go now. I don't know if there were like open questions or something. We can wait for a bit for a Q&A. If there are no questions or anything about this, in the meantime, we can keep waiting. We can continue with Raquel, who's going to be talking about our future roadmap.
Sure. Hello, everyone. As Alejandro said, while we wait for your questions, hopefully, so we can answer them, I'll just move forward very quickly. So I'm Raquel. I'm product engineer and lead product designer at Codacy, and I'm here today just to let you know what we'll be working on in the near future and at the moment. So in the making, we have more security work regarding dust. So that's something we're working on at the moment. We'll continue improving our product performance. So that's our internal maintenance that will reflect on the usage of the product. Moreover, looking deeper into your experience with the product, so as a developer experience, looking to give you more metrics to understand what's going on with your code and how to make it even more trustworthy and great. Also, improving the integration with Codacy and Jira. So for yourself to keep track on, okay, the items that are important to you and they need to be resolved and has that been resolved, etc. And also issue relevance. So helping you tailor what you see to make sure what you see in Codacy is relevant to you. Again, make sure you're actioning the right thing. Also, last but not least, we are working on the integration with GitHub Enterprise. So you will have, basically allows you to have an overview of the whole enterprise in Codacy instead of just of you having to go inside of each organization of your enterprise. Last but not least, what I want to tell you is that there's always much more that we're thinking of, not just for now, but for the future. So I want to invite you to participate, get involved. If you don't know, we do have a public roadmap where you can go in and see what we're considering in looking into, and you can share thoughts, ideas, etc. And I'm just going to very quickly, oops, sorry about that, going to very quickly show you how to do that. Ali, can you just confirm you're seeing the public roadmap on the screen? Thank you. Wasn't sure if that's going to work. So if you go into our public roadmap, this is what you'll see. You will see what we have planned, and you can see it on this tab here. You also see what we've done before, so it's a long list if you want to go through all of this. But I think most importantly, what we have planned, things we are considering doing it. For example, the point of giving you more metrics on the issues, so you can open this card, you can mark it as you feel, if it's a nice to have to you, important, etc. What this allows you, for example, is that it opens up this box. You can leave feedback to us, your contact, and we'll capture this information. Also, if here you can't find the thing that you really need and you're looking for to see in Codacy, you can also submit a new idea. Be as explicit as you can. Leave your comment so we can follow up, hopefully, and really understand how can we help you, what you're looking for. That's it I have today. It's very simple, and I look forward to seeing your ideas. In the meantime, I don't know if we have any Q&A. I don't think so. So I guess I can finish by saying for you guys to follow us on social media, on X and LinkedIn. So when we keep sharing what's happening in Codacy, you're the first to know. We will have our VP Technology, Kendrick, speaking at a conference in London soonish in March. So if you're attending, go and say hello. Yeah, go and hear him out as well. And you can scan the code to look at it. Feels like we have obviously. All right. Back to you, Ale.
That's it. Thank you very much to everyone here and attending. And reminder that even if you guys have doubts or anything afterwards, feel free always to contact us, reach out, and we'll be glad to help you more understanding how can we try to help you merging clean, secure, safe, and quality code. Thank you very much. Have a nice rest of the week, everyone.